I I caught a cold or a virus or something this week and was down for a couple of days. um, and honestly, my spirit was crushed a bit through the way that I've seen things played out. Um, I, for one, always come from a stance of independence, whereas I could probably argue from any standpoint against anyone politically, religiously, healthcare wise, whatever. I've got my own views and ways that I've understood things from my own life experience. But I strive to not do so. I strive to not argue. I strive to listen and understand others from their perspectives as well. And then through life, have learned to adapt my own thinking based off of new knowledge presented. And nothing is a greater teacher than life itself, is what I always say. I'm not going to say that I agreed or disagreed with a lot of what someone like Charlie Kirk stood for or what he said or didn't say. I did respect him for his courage and willingness to sit down and have conversations with people. Sometimes I probably could say maybe he was a little arrogant from his own standpoint, but also I saw some softness and willingness to listen from him. So that respect to have for someone like that, I gave, and I give. I give from all sides. It's not red versus blue. It's not Bloods versus Crips. It's sad to see it come to such a stance in America. Again, I'm politically independent, pretty straight down the middle. I don't. I pray for the leaders that we have. I have always. I pray for the best for America. And although maybe I haven't voted for the people who have won the presidency, I've always prayed for them to do a good job, for them to put the American people first and to try to find a way to have common ground with those across the aisle. That's all I've prayed for. I have my own, probably somewhat leaning more towards conservative views, but also with a little liberal mindset because of just the way I think. Because I'm open and I'm empathetic and I'm willing to listen. But one thing I just can't stand for is the way people attack or applaud the devastation or destruction of something. There's a life loss. I've never applauded that from any standpoint. Whether I agreed with the person or not, it's irrelevant when I see a family or a particular set of people hurt by what had occurred. At the bottom line, we're talking about nothing less than good versus evil. We're not talking about anything more than what the Bible calls the principalities of darkness. Again, I can disagree politically with you, but still have a conversation. I can disagree religiously with you because honestly, I've been on a search for the last probably my whole life, but I kind of halted it for a good many years and just accepted something. But now I'm back on track with really trying to soul search myself. And for the past few years, I've been down there, really just trying to do what I felt Jesus says, to where we should worship in spirit and truth, and trying to dig down deep and understand where we got off. I'm not going to sit here and say which Christian denomination has it together, because I honestly don't think any of you do, and that's my honest opinion. What I do, though, is I respect, again, from anyone who has their faith rooted in whatever doctrine or theology they want to adhere to. I can respect that. I will listen to you. I will try to understand from your perspective. And I will also respect that you believe what you believe without trying to make you believe otherwise. But what I don't like ever is when one says the other is wrong, and why they believe that, because I don't think any of you have gone as far back as I have tried to really discern where or what it was that was originally meant by Jesus' teachings, is what I'm trying to get back to. So you can call him Jesus, Yeshua, Yahuwah, the Lord, Emmanuel, God. I really think we all need to really do a better job at following him more than anything. And I can say that even looking at the Bible itself isn't good enough, because Jesus himself does say that you search for me in the scriptures, but unfortunately the lying pens of the scribes have altered things. Jeremiah says it, that there are deceptions within the written word, because this will ruffle some feathers on the Bible thumper side of it, because I do believe that the Bible itself was penned by man who is susceptible to their own interpretation of the way God spoke to them. So I'm not saying it wasn't inspired by God, but I'm just saying that men pinned it down and then over the years have maybe written it out in such a way to push their own agenda. And the reason we have so many different interpretations of it, and so many different denominational standpoints of it, and so many theological differences, is because of man's own willingness to dig into it and take out of it what they wish to push their own ideals. But at the core, if I could only go through and spend time like in the first century on a hilltop listening to Jesus himself give the Sermon on the Mount, that's what I'm trying to get back to.